Do you ever wonder if your dog is actually happy or just really good at pretending? Most people think loving their dog is enough, but some of the most painful things you do to them happen on your best days. In this video, you'll find out the 15 real things you do every single day that quietly hurt your dog. And the last one cuts so deep, it might change the way you see your entire relationship with them. Now, let's get into it. Number 15. Hugging them tight. You probably hug your dog because you love them, and that makes total sense. But here's the surprising part. Dogs don't hug each other. Ever. In the dog world, putting a limb over another animal is actually a sign of control or dominance. A 2008 study by Dr. Stanley Coren, published in Psychology Today, analyzed 250 photos of people hugging dogs and found that 81.6% of dogs showed at least one clear stress signal during the hug. Those signals include turning their head away, showing the whites of their eyes, flattening their ears, or licking their lips. Your dog isn't relaxing into your arms. They're tolerating the situation because they trust you. Next time you go in for a big squeeze, watch their body instead of their face. If their body goes stiff, their ears pin back, or they look away, that's your dog politely asking you to stop. Try showing love in a way they actually enjoy, like a slow scratch behind the ears, or letting them lean into you on their own terms. That one small shift can make your bond feel a lot safer to them. But hugging isn't the only thing you do with good intentions that quietly stresses your dog out. And the next one might actually surprise you even more. Number 14. Pointing and yelling when they misbehave. Picture this. You come home, see a chewed-up shoe, and immediately call your dog over to scold them. They slink toward you with big sad eyes. And it really looks like guilt. Right? Here's the thing. That look isn't guilt at all. It's fear. Dogs live completely in the present moment. So if more than a few seconds have passed since they chewed that shoe, they have absolutely no idea why you're upset. What they do know is that you're angry, loud, and unpredictable right now. A study from Alexandra Horowitz at Barnard College found that the so-called guilty look in dogs appears in response to the owner's scolding behavior, not to the dog's own wrongdoing. So you're not teaching them a lesson, you're just scaring them. Yelling also raises cortisol levels in dogs, which is their stress hormone, and repeated exposure to that kind of stress can make them more anxious over time. If you catch them in the act, a calm and firm no is genuinely more effective than any amount of pointing and shouting. And if you miss the moment, just let it go and focus on preventing it next time. Here's a question worth sitting with. What if the way you're correcting your dog is actually making their behavior worse? Hold on to that thought, because the next habit on this list is something that happens before you've even had your morning coffee. Number 13. Skipping the morning greeting. The moment you open your eyes, your dog already knows you're awake. Their whole body is basically vibrating with excitement. And then you reach for your phone. For your dog, nighttime is a long stretch of waiting, and the morning is the moment they've been holding their breath for. Dogs don't have clocks, calendars, or anything else to anchor their day. What they have is you and the rituals you share together. When you skip that first hello, even just for a few minutes while you scroll or make coffee, your dog experiences it as a real and quiet rejection. Animal behaviorist Dr. Mark Bekoff has written extensively about how dogs form deep emotional attachments and are highly sensitive to being ignored by the people they love most. You don't need to throw a party every morning. Even just making eye contact, saying their name, and giving them a quick pat takes about 10 seconds. Those 10 seconds tell your dog, I see you. You matter. We're good. It costs you almost nothing, but to them, it's everything. Think of it as the emotional breakfast your dog needs before anything else. Now, if you think the words you say to your dog are what really matters, the next point is going to flip that idea completely on its head. Number 12, using words more than tone. You can say, "I love you so much" to your dog in the flattest, most bored voice possible, and they will not feel loved. That's not a guess. That's actually backed by science. A 2016 study from Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest used brain scans to show that dogs process the meaning of words with the left side of their brain, but they process tone and emotion with the right side, just like humans do. Here's where it gets interesting. Dogs only feel genuinely rewarded when both the words and the tone match up positively. If you praise them with warm words but a cold or distracted tone, their brain doesn't register it as real praise. On the flip side, if your tone is warm and playful, even a nonsense word can make them feel great. This means your dog is reading your emotional state constantly, picking up on micro signals in your voice that you don't even notice yourself. So the next time you talk to your dog, don't just think about what you're saying. Think about how you actually sound when you say it. Your dog isn't listening to your words as much as they're listening to your heart. And speaking of things your dog desperately needs from you, the next point is about something that's been quietly shrinking their world one day at a time. Number 11, keeping their world too small. If your dog's daily life is the same walk, the same yard, and the same four walls every single day, their brain is quietly going stale. Dogs are built to explore. Their nose alone contains up to 300 million olfactory receptors, compared to about 6 million in humans, which means a single sniff of a new environment gives them a rush of information that's genuinely stimulating and exciting for them. A 2019 study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs who were given more opportunities for nose work and environmental enrichment showed significantly lower stress hormones and higher overall well-being scores. When your dog doesn't get that stimulation, they don't just get bored. They can develop real anxiety, destructive habits, and even depression. New smells, new roots, new surfaces under their paws. These things aren't luxuries for your dog. They're mental nutrition. You don't need to drive them to a new park every day. Even changing your walking route 3 times a week makes a measurable difference to how mentally alive your dog feels. Let them stop and sniff without pulling them along. That 5-minute sniff session is their version of reading the whole neighborhood newsletter. A mentally full dog is a calmer, happier, and better behaved dog. And honestly, it's a win for both of you. But here's something most people never think about. The next habit on this list is something you might do because you think it's fun, without realizing your dog is silently stressed the entire time. Number 10, dressing them up against their will. That Halloween costume might look hilarious on your dog, but there's a real chance your dog is absolutely miserable inside it. Most dogs find tight clothing, restrictive outfits, or anything strapped around their body genuinely distressing. Dogs rely heavily on body language to communicate, and when you wrap them in a costume, you're literally muffling their ability to express themselves. Watch for the signs: a dog who freezes and won't move, who shakes, who tries to roll the outfit off, or who flattens completely to the ground is not being dramatic. They're telling you something feels deeply wrong. Some dogs can be gradually desensitized to wearing clothes, but it takes real patience and a lot of positive reinforcement over time. If your dog genuinely doesn't mind a light sweater on a cold day, great. But that's a different story from squeezing them into a lobster suit for a photo. Ask yourself honestly, is this for them or for you? Their discomfort isn't worth the Instagram moment. The next habit is one that creates a very different kind of stress, and it's something that can creep into your home without you even noticing it's happening. Number 9, inconsistent rules. Imagine if your boss praised you for something on Monday, then fired you for doing the exact same thing on Friday. That's what life feels like for a dog living under inconsistent rules. A 2021 study found a strong link between inconsistent owner behavior and elevated anxiety levels in dogs, with unpredictable households producing dogs that were measurably more stressed and harder to train. Dogs don't understand sometimes, or not right now. They need clear and consistent signals to feel safe. When you let them on the couch one evening because you're feeling cuddly, then scold them for jumping up the next morning. You're not teaching them boundaries. You're just confusing them at a deep level. The fix is simpler than most people think. Pick a rule and stick to it every single time. And make sure everyone in the house is on the same page. A dog who knows exactly what to expect from you is a dog who can finally relax. And relaxing is something your dog deserves to do way more often. Now, if you think walks are already doing enough for your dog's mental health, the next point is about to change your mind. Number 8. Rushing walks. Your dog's nose is their superpower, and a rushed walk is basically kryptonite. When you drag your dog past every single smell because you're in a hurry, you're cutting off their most important connection to the outside world. Think about it this way. For your dog, a walk isn't just physical exercise. It's how they find out who passed through the neighborhood, what other animals are nearby, and what's changed since yesterday. Every sniff is a full sensory story. Research from the University of Bristol has shown that allowing dogs to sniff freely during walks reduces frustration, lowers stress hormones, and improves overall mood for hours afterward. A 10-minute slow sniff walk is actually more mentally satisfying for your dog than a fast 30-minute power walk with no stopping. Try giving your dog a sniff break at least once on every walk, where they lead and you just follow. You might be surprised how much calmer they are when you get home. Rushing the walk doesn't save your dog anything. It just leaves them feeling unfinished. But physical freedom is just one piece of what your dog needs. And the next point is about something they need on an emotional level that most owners completely overlook. Number 7. Leaving them out of family time. Dogs are pack animals, and being shut out of the room where everyone is gathered is one of the loneliest feelings they can have. It's not just about physical closeness either. Your dog needs to feel like they belong to your group, your daily life, your ordinary moments, when they can hear laughter, conversation, and the sounds of family from the other side of a closed door. It genuinely hurts them. You don't need to make your dog the center of every gathering. Just having them in the room, even if they're quietly lying in the corner, tells them they're included and that they matter. Dogs who are regularly excluded from family time are more likely to develop separation anxiety, attention-seeking behavior, and depression over time. Something as simple as moving their bed into the living room instead of a back bedroom can make a real difference to how secure your dog feels every single day. Your dog isn't asking for much, they just want to be near you. And the next habit is one that most people never even realize is sending their dog a stressful signal because it looks so innocent from the outside. Number 6. Staring them down. You look into your dog's eyes because you love them, and that's completely natural. But in dog language, a direct and sustained stare is not a sign of affection. It's actually a challenge. Between dogs, prolonged eye contact without looking away is used to assert dominance or signal a threat. When you stare at your dog without breaking eye contact, especially if you lean in at the same time, their nervous system can register it as confrontational, even if your heart is full of love. You might notice your dog licks their lips, yawns, or looks away during a stare. Those are all stress signals. The good news is, there's a simple and science-backed way to show your dog real affection with your eyes. Try a slow blink. Look at them softly, blink slowly, and look away. It's the dog equivalent of saying, I trust you, I'm calm, we're safe. Research on dog-human bonding has shown that mutual slow blinking actually increases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both dogs and their owners. So instead of a hard stare, try a soft gaze. It speaks a language your dog actually understands. And while we're talking about things your dog is silently feeling, the next one is something physical that too many owners miss completely. Number 5. Neglecting their teeth and body discomfort. Here's something that might genuinely shock you. Studies estimate that over 80% of dogs show signs of dental disease by the age of 3, according to the American Veterinary Medical Association, and most of them never show obvious signs of pain. Dogs are hardwired to hide discomfort. It's a survival instinct left over from when showing weakness could get them killed. So your dog could be walking around with a painful tooth, matted fur pulling at their skin, or nails so long they're changing the way they walk, and you'd never know unless you looked closely. Chronic low-grade pain changes a dog's personality over time. They can become withdrawn, reactive, or less playful, and owners often mistake it for aging or attitude. Brushing your dog's teeth just a few times a week cuts their risk of dental disease dramatically. Checking their paws, coat, and nails regularly takes only a few minutes, but tells you a huge amount about how they're feeling. Your dog cannot point to what hurts. They can only wait for you to notice. Being the person who notices is one of the most loving things you can do for them. Now, here's a modern habit that's sneaking into the time you spend with your dog in a very quiet and invisible way. Number 4. Being on your phone around them. Your dog knows the difference between you being present and you just being in the room. When you're scrolling on your phone while your dog sits beside you, they feel the absence of your attention even though you're right there. Dogs read your body language, your eye contact, and your energy constantly. A lowered head, eyes fixed on a screen, and no response to their nudges sends a very clear message. Not now. Over time, this can make your dog feel like they're bothering you just by existing, which chips away at their confidence and their sense of security. Some dogs respond by acting out to force your attention. Others simply give up and withdraw. Neither of those is a sign of a thriving dog. Try creating phone-free windows during your time with your dog. Even just 20 minutes of real focused play or calm sitting together makes a measurable difference to their emotional state. Put the phone face down, look at them, and just be there. Your dog isn't asking for much, just for the version of you that's actually in the room. The next habit is one where your intentions are completely good, but your dog experiences it as something close to a betrayal. Number 3. Forcing interactions with strangers or other dogs. When a stranger reaches out to pet your dog and your dog backs away, the instinct for most owners is to say, "It's okay, be friendly," and gently push them forward. But that moment, as small as it seems, can do real damage to your dog's trust in you. You are your dog's protector. They look to you to read a situation and keep them safe. When you override their discomfort and push them towards something they're telling you they don't want, you're sending them the message that their feelings don't count. Repeated experiences like this teach your dog that they can't rely on you to have their back. That erodes the bond between you faster than almost anything else. If your dog is uncomfortable with strangers or other dogs, the most powerful thing you can do is advocate for them. Say, "Sorry, they're still getting comfortable," and create distance. Work on socialization slowly and on your dog's terms, not yours or a stranger's. A dog who trusts that you will protect them is a dog who becomes genuinely more confident over time. Don't trade a lifetime of trust for a 30-second greeting. Number 2. Irregular feeding and routine. Your dog's entire sense of safety is built on routine, and you might be unknowingly dismantling it every week. A 2020 study in the journal Scientific Reports found that dogs have a strong internal clock. and can anticipate regular daily events with striking accuracy. But when those events become unpredictable, their stress response activates in a measurable way. When mealtimes shift by hours, walks happen at random times, and sleep schedules change constantly, your dog never fully relaxes. They stay in a low-level state of waiting and watching, always trying to figure out what's coming next. That kind of chronic background stress is exhausting for them. It also makes training harder, because a stressed dog struggles to focus and retain new information. You don't need a military-style schedule, but feeding, walking, and sleeping at roughly the same times each day gives your dog's nervous system something solid to hold on to. Even small anchors like a consistent morning routine make a big difference to how settled your dog feels throughout the day. Think of routine as the invisible structure that makes your dog feel loved without you having to do anything extra. And now we've made it to number 1. And this is the one that hits hardest, because it's not about anything dramatic or surprising. It's about something beautifully simple that your dog is quietly waiting for every single day. Number 1, not spending enough quality time with them. This is the one that cuts deepest, and it's the one most people push to the bottom of their to-do list without realizing what it costs their dog. Research from the University of Helsinki found that dogs who had strong daily bonding time with their owners showed significantly lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and higher levels of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, than dogs who were left alone or ignored for long stretches. Your dog does not care about the size of your house, the brand of their food, or how many toys they own. What they care about is you, fully, completely you. While you're at work or out living your life, your dog is literally waiting, not sleeping through it, not distracted by Netflix, just waiting. Quality time doesn't mean hours of forced play either. It can be a quiet evening where you sit on the floor and just let them lean on you. It can be a slow walk where you actually pay attention to them. It can be 10 minutes of training that makes them feel sharp and seen. The secret is that you show up with your full attention, even briefly, and do it every single day. A dog who gets real, consistent quality time with the person they love most is a dog who feels deeply, quietly, and completely safe. And at the end of the day, that's all they've ever asked for. Now you know the hidden habits that have been quietly hurting your dog every single day. But knowing what breaks their heart is only half the story. The other half is knowing exactly how to fill it back up. So go ahead and check out our next video, where we walk you through the 10 real acts of love your dog is secretly hoping you'll show them. Miss it, and you might spend another year loving your dog in all the wrong ways.